Are you on the hunt for an artist, an illustrator, a designer, or maybe a painter? Someone creative that you need to finish that special project or to solve a specific problem? Well, I've created a checklist of some things you can consider when looking at candidates. It may help you find the perfect person. Stay tuned and I'll tell you how you can get it. Among many different things that I put in the list, one that I'm going to talk about right now is authenticity. Uh, Today is full of many people that try to give off a persona that is quite different than the real them, the real person. And this comes through not just in work ethic a lot of times, but it comes through in their artwork or in what they produce. I'm going to be referencing art and artwork just because it's the easiest for me to convey. But this would apply to any type of creative. Um, is that person genuine? Are they really being themselves? Are they trying to portray themselves the way they think you want to see them? There's been times in my life where I have struggled to embrace who I really am. I'm a country boy from Mississippi, self taught, self employed, and a little ornery from time to time. Like to have fun, but wholesome fun. Love God. Glad I've got Him. It's taken a while for me to embrace who I really am. But I think it comes out in my art. And I'm using myself as an example here, but you can apply this to whoever you're talking to, whoever you're considering. You don't want to deal with somebody that's fake. Eventually it won't go good. Personal integrity and acceptance of who you are is a big step in maturity and professionalism. That's something you definitely want to look for. Now, I mentioned that this comes through to an extent in the work that a creative or that an artist does. I feel like my best work is work that I can relate to, work where I'm able to express myself a little more, show a little bit more of my own taste and my own desires. And I'm not trying to say that in a selfish way, but when I'm given that freedom, I think my work is at its best. And I grabbed a few examples here to kind of show the point that I'm trying to make. Now I pulled up several examples here, and we'll start with a few. T-shirt designs that I do. Now I've man, my mechanical keyboard is pretty loud on this microphone. Okay, so talking about authenticity and being genuine, right? Well, it comes through in a lot of the work that I do. Now I'm blessed with being able to do a good bit of work that is in line with things that I have a direct relation to in some way. For example, this client here says, "Hey man, I want a shoveler, certain kind of waterfowl. He's got a big bill on him. Said I want a shoveler, but I want him riding one of those old time three-wheelers, one of those old Honda three-wheelers." Well, that wasn't hard for me to imagine because I remember when those came out. I didn't have one, but my cousin did, and he used to take us for rides on it and scare me to death because they were pretty dangerous. But I was able to draw from my own personal experience, my own life, and put that into it. It gives it a sense of authenticity that I think some foreign artist in a foreign country that don't know anything about America and nothing about those four-wheelers and never even saw one and never even rode one, this has more life than what that person could ever do because they don't have a connection. There's not a genuine emotion put into it. This one here, this is actually a fairly recent design. My client, I love working with her, by the way. We have real easy communication, and all she had to tell me was, man, I need a pickup truck in front of an old store. That's all she said. So I was able to pull from all those memories of me living in the Delta in Mississippi, and all those times me and my dad would stop at some store, get a piece of chicken or something. But it wasn't hard for me to put that together because I was able to pull from personal experience. I'm genuinely portraying things that I can relate to. I love speaking with my clients about the backstory behind whatever piece of art they're asking me to do. If there is a backstory, if there isn't, I invent one, because good art tells a story. And I kind of consider myself a visual storyteller in a way. But like this one, she didn't give me a story, but I made a story. Somebody stopped at the store. Dogs are wandering around while he's inside. That's all you need to know, but it's a story. A lot of these, say like this one here. This I did a little different style. I went a little bold, a little brighter with the colors. And the reason was because I wanted it to look a little different than the other pieces that are out there right now. A lot of people are copying the same type of style, and I started doing this probably 10 years ago. Once again, drawing from personal experience. Man, I've done my share of bass fishing. I've done my share of art about bass fishing too. So I've learned a lot, not just about bass, but about how to make it a dramatic scene, that they like to go after the frogs. That's why a lot of people use those frog lures, which is really what that is. That's a lure with a hook coming out the back. You know, the little bit of moss growing on this sunken tree limb here, and the way he's kind of curling up through it. You know, I'm designing from a place of who I really am, so it's gonna be better art. This one here, I love doing characters. I love giving life to little details and life to a scene. This was a festival down in Florida that they always had. All the previous designs they shown me, they always had these little frogs everywhere. So they had me put little frogs sticking out of the water everywhere. The only direction they gave me was they wanted 2 boy frogs, 1 girl frog, and an alligator. And they didn't tell me anything else. So this is all just me having fun with it. You know, I kind of gave him more of a Cajun feel with the red suspenders and the ripped up blue jeans. And, you know, he's got a shirtless flannel on and a little cabin back there in the background. I forgot I had color on my deal. A little cabin back there, and just had a lot of fun. And one, you know, some of these, it's really good that I'm able to have a little bit of cushion to be able to, I wouldn't say play with it, but to try to give them my best work. And sometimes that happens easier when I have a little bit of give, a little bit of freedom. Back to the being authentic. One thing I've learned about myself, and it comes out in my art, is that I love skies. I love sunsets, sunrises, blue skies, clouds, storms. I don't care. I love skies. I look at a sky and I just think that's God's canvas. It's always different. It's always changing. And up here on this mountain where I live, we get some cool sunsets. And this is one of those instances where I've never been tarpon fishing. I've never been fishing on one of these flat bottom boats with the platforms and everything out in the shallows out there in Florida. I've never done that. Now I've done my share of fishing. I've seen my share of cool skies, but this is one of those instances where I had to research it. I had to educate myself. I'm not shy about that. My love of skies certainly came out in that piece. This was something I did for some folks that run a YouTube channel. They pretty much travel the country, or at least the southeastern part of the country, and they're kind of documenting the old general stores that are starting to go away slowly, but they are. And he had some specific requests of things that he wanted in the piece, but he didn't tell me how he wanted it put together or anything like that. And so this was my creation. I had a lot of fun with it. Had a lot of fun with the old gas pump. There's a tractor back here, and there's rocking chairs back here. Just had a lot of fun with it. I like the lights on the sign, those there. Then this one here, this is another one where this is where I had a little bit of freedom. You know, the client said, look, I want things that reference the law school. I want things that reference the town, but I'm not sure what. So let's see what you can put together. So this was one of those things where I was able to express myself a good bit. Um, I like to layer elements. I've got this going over the banner, but it's going behind the building. I love doing that. I love creating interest like that. The gavel is over the banner there. The sign is behind the building there. I just had fun with it. But once again, that's me being myself. That's me being genuine. And you'll see that, especially when you're looking at an artist's work. You will see that there'll be a sense of continuity within their work. You'll see the real person coming out in their work, if it's good work, and you see enough of it. A lot of artists don't have a large enough body of work to show you. I have hundreds and hundreds of images, and it's hard for me to choose sometimes. Hey folks, if y'all would take a minute to give me a like and maybe a sub, I'd appreciate it. It'd help get this video out to more people. Thanks. Once again, here we go. This is me now. I haven't done any duck hunting, but I haven't done much hunting in a while. But I did enough of it when I was young to have an appreciation for it. And once again, here I am expressing myself, being authentic. I love my skies. I love kind of doing things, even though this is a vector design, and I did it all with my pen on my screen here. I still try to give it a very artistic way that I build it, and I really enjoy these, man. I really do. It almost has and when you go in close enough, it almost has an abstract look to it. But it's just that's just what I've developed over years. These are some of my acrylic paintings, and once again, being myself. That right there. I was experimenting with blending a few different approaches that I do into one piece. This is a little guy that I painted up just kind of in tribute of all the musicians there are around here. Kind of based him off of me a little bit with the messed up teeth and the goofy eyes and the gray hair and all that stuff. But anyway, I mean, you can see me coming out in that, just like here. That's called Granny's Hands, and that was the first acrylic serious attempt. I went back to acrylic after many years, and I still love that painting. I've got it. Really like that painting though. I was able to really use my own style, especially there in those purple holes in those purple hole peas in the bowl there. Talk about expressing yourself. This was a piece that I did for an artist out of Missouri. This was almost like going back to the old school album art. The old cool cover art that used to be on albums all the time. I grew up in the 80s, I guess you would say. That's when I was really into music. And man, a lot of times that's why you bought an album, was because the art was cool. I took a lot of that influence, a lot of the name of the song was Newspeak, which was based off of George Orwell's book. So I was able to blend in a lot of very subtle things, a lot of little references to other songs that he had on the same album, a lot of references to what was happening at the time. This was from 2021, I believe. He didn't have a whole lot of clear direction. He just said, "Hey, let's do something." And I actually created this character. I call him the Mad Patriot, and he's got a flag stuck in his knapsack, and he's bayoneting the TV while he's busting through the window. And Washington, D.C. is burning back there in the background. So there's a lot going on with that one. But once again, there we are. That's part of my example. Is there's a consistency in an artist's work when they are embracing the type of person that they are. I think you'll see in the pieces that I've shown that there is a certain amount of consistency. I mean, I'm constantly trying new things. I'm constantly um, striving to create something new from what I've already done by making new combinations of things. That's what I've been doing a lot of the past few years, or is combining this style and that medium, or this idea and a different approach. And I'm constantly doing that. That's kind of the mad scientist in me. This last one here, this is a piece that I created in VR, and it's not really clear because of the way the photo was taken, but you can see enough of it. The VR art that I do is quite unique in the sense that it's created in a virtual space, which means there is never a physical thing that comes from it, or initially. Some people have taken the VR art and actually implemented 3D printing and created sculptures, which I could do if I wanted to, but I just embrace it for what it is. But anyway, this is art that I actually created by hand in a virtual reality space. I wear a head-mounted display, and I create this. I've got a palette and different brushes, and this is just the detail of one of the first really major pieces that I created when I was really enjoying playing with the color. But if you'll see through these, if you'll see my overall point, if you look at these pieces of art, you kind of get an idea of what kind of person that I am. And it's the same thing when you're considering an artist or any type of creative for a position. If you look at their work, if you speak to them and the way they talk and the things they're saying and the things that they express to you don't line up with the type of work that they're doing, something's off. If they're not being genuine about what skill level they have at this or that, if they're just trying to tell you what you want to hear, that's not good either. Anyone who will be crooked in a little thing will be crooked in a big thing. Looking for someone that's genuine, someone that is not trying to deceive you. You know, if you take a look at someone's body of work and you speak to them and you talk to them, ask them some questions, get a little insight into who they are and how they think, many times your gut will tell you if something just doesn't line up right. But there are people out there, like myself, that care about being truthful. There are creative folks out there that still care about being themselves and not trying to deceive someone just to land this project or that project just to make another nickel. So let me just say it this way. If you're looking for an artist or an illustrator or a designer or a painter or a filmmaker or a videographer or even whatever it is, anything creative, anything that needs a creative mind's approach, try to ensure that you find someone that's real, someone that's genuine, someone that will definitely find someone that's actually doing the work and not faking it using AI. Look for proof that you're talking to an authentic person. In the long run, you'll be so happy that you did. I hope that helps. Now look, I hope that helps you out. I hope it helps you sort through all the crazy artistic folks you're going to have to talk to find the right one. I hope that helps you. And also, I've made it's a little PDF document, and it's got 10 things for you to consider when you're looking at a candidate for a creative position, whether it's contract or full-time or whatever. They pretty much all 10 apply to just about any type of creative position you could be filling. So I think it'll be helpful to you. I've been doing this a long time. I put a good bit of thought into it. So if you want to get that list, it's a little PDF and I can send it to you. Comment below with the word armadillo. You heard me right. The little crazy looking critter. Armadillo. You put armadillo in the comments and I will get back with you and send you that list. And hopefully it'll help you. Hopefully it'll help you sort through all the crazy people out there, all the people out there that aren't being authentic, all the people out there that are trying to deceive you, trying to help you avoid those folks. So I hope that helps. Use the word armadillo, and I'll get back with you about sending that list to you. Y'all take it easy. God bless you. God bless America. I'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching this video, and if you have a minute, check out my website, stillwater-designs.com. I've changed a bunch of stuff and updated it, and there's a whole bunch of new information and samples and things on there. So I think you'll like it. Check it out, and if you do, let me know what you think about it. Appreciate it. Y'all take care.